True to its avowed reputation as a trailblazing university in its own class amongst all other universities in Nigeria, the Afe Babalola University, ABUAD, organized an international summit on the theme Catalyzing Green Hydrogen Development, a capacity and partnership imperative.
We stand at the threshold of an energy revolution that holds the promise of redefining Nigeria's energy future. At Afe Babalola University, we have always placed a high premium on innovation, research, and sustainable development. Hosting this summit underscores our commitment to driving conversations and collaborations that will accelerate the adoption of renewable energy sources such as green hydrogen, which is a key pillar in the global fight against climate change. We must diversify and transition to cleaner, more sustainable energy solutions, and green hydrogen represents one of the most promising pathways for achieving this transformation.
This initiative, which is unprecedented in Africa, is the brainchild of Afe Babalola, founder and chancellor of the Afe Babalola University, ABUAD, who is ever burdened with the humanitarian concern of improving the human condition. The idea for the maiden version of the Hydrogen Summit, no doubt, is as a result of his recognition of the benefits implicit in the green hydrogen and the need to domesticate its development in Africa and to harness it to achieve a safer and wholesome African environment.
Today, we are honored to welcome a distinguished assembly of experts who are shaping the future of hydrogen technology, not just in Nigeria, but around the world. Your presence here speaks to the importance of capacity building and strategic partnerships in this endeavor. Green hydrogen, with its potential to decarbonize sectors such as transportation, industry, and power generation, offers us an unprecedented opportunity to create a cleaner, more resilient energy, a healthier environment, and a more enduring infrastructure in Nigeria.
The broader implications of hosting the Hydrogen Summit are expounded by Professor S. Adeniro Afolalu, Director of Hydrogen Institute, ABUAD.
In many ways, hydrogen offers us the opportunity to write the narratives of energy production and consumption. By leveraging hydrogen, we can decarbonize energy-intensive sectors, reduce our dependence on finite resources, and mitigate the harmful environmental impacts of traditional energy sources. Here at Afe Babalola University, we believe in the power of science and innovation to drive meaningful change in society. Our journey into hydrogen research is a testament to the vision of our dear founders' commitment to clean energy and sustainable development. It began with a vision to lead Africa's transition toward renewable energy, where clean energy solutions are accessible, sustainable, and capable of meeting energy needs of our communities. In pursuit of this vision, Afe Babalola University established the Hydrogen Research Institute in 2022. This was a decisive step toward positioning our university as a leader in the global energy transition. The Institute's mission is to advance hydrogen-based research, develop innovative technologies, and create pathways for hydrogen to become a mainstream energy source in Nigeria, Africa, and beyond.
Hydrogen actually took its name from the word hydrogen, which is the generator of water. Yeah? Something that creates water. It's something the maker of water. The one thing you need to know about hydrogen is the fact that it is highly reactive. And that is why, even though it is 75% of the mass of the universe, this hydrogen is something that you can find on its own. You can't find it independently. It is highly clinging. So because it's reactive, it clings with anything around it. So for example, it clings with carbon to form hydrocarbon, methane, petrol that we have. It cleans with water, in some form of oxygen. So H2O, oxygen mixed with hydrogen to form water. So it's highly clean. So how do you get hydrogen then from its various components? That is a very difficult thing to do because it's highly impossible. So it is this process of creating hydrogen for its various components that is what we call the production of hydrogen. And that is how you classify hydrogen itself. So there are various ways of classifying hydrogen, and it's usually around how it's being produced. There are so many colors, so they use colors for this. So I'll just talk about the 4 major colors. So the first one is the brown hydrogen. So when you hear the word brown hydrogen, you are talking about hydrogen that has been produced from coal. Yeah, we know coal, charcoal. Yeah? That's when you produce from coal, you call that brown hydrogen, and the process that you use in producing that is called gasification. So brown and gray hydrogen are great, and they've been around for years. In fact, 98% of the hydrogen produced today are produced in this way. But the point is, they are made from carbon, and they are highly polluting. And that is why the world is trying to move from that process, or that system of producing hydrogen to something that is greener, or that is more sustainable. Green hydrogen is when you produce your hydrogen from renewable energy. And by renewable energy, we mean hydro, solar, or wind, or various other sources. So that is zero carbon. What are the key technologies? I just want to mention 2 that are primary. The first one is electrolyzer. So how do you get hydrogen away from oxygen? You use a machine called electrolyzer in a process known as electrolysis. Simply, you push water in, the water goes into this electrolyzer, and the electrolyzer kind of splits it into hydrogen and oxygen. And you can use the oxygen for, like we use in the hospital, or for various other applications, and then you can use your hydrogen whether in different utilization, whether for electricity, or you use it in car, or any other application, all right? So that's on the one hand, you have electrolyzer. The second point is fuel cell. For you to actually convert hydrogen is in gaseous form. You can make it liquid if you want, but it's primarily gas. This gas, if you want to generate electricity from it, just like you put gas into a generator or diesel into a generator and you get electricity, our own generator in this case is called fuel cell. So hydrogen goes into fuel cell turn it around, and what you get is electricity. So this is really an amazing product. Why? Because it is not just a source of giving you electricity in terms of electrons, but it's also a molecule, meaning you can move it around in form of ammonia, you can use it to generate fertilizer, you can use it in mobility in terms of hydrogen vehicles, and so on and so forth. And in fact, it becomes like a storage. You can store it in the way you cannot store electricity, because you can basically compress it, store it in a tank.
Greenhouse gas emissions. One of the critical greenhouse gas emissions that we are tackling with the decarbonization story is carbon dioxide. It's very, very difficult for us to face this issue because, we breathe out carbon dioxide, right? But there are other areas in which carbon dioxide is being emitted, and it is causing the Earth's temperature to increase to a point where the Earth, I remember in the FT, I think it was 2022, it reported that the Earth is not only warming, that our Earth is beginning to boil. So we have come to a place where the storing or the catalyzation of hydrogen becomes extremely important. Now, whilst we're talking about climate, please, can we turn our attention also to money, economy? Nigeria, as an example, and some other African nations rely on the production of fossil fuel. How many people know that? Fossil fuel production is like the bedrock of our economy. But I want to give you a different perspective today when we speak about hydrogen. We've heard about hydrogen. We've heard about the potential of hydrogen to be produced at scale in Africa and also in this country. Can I lend you an idea? What if hydrogen becomes one of the most critical fields that Nigeria can rely on to support our economy, to build capacity, to help our industry to do things right the first time? And I have so many ideas that I'm going to share with you, but I want to turn your attention to what we call the short-term, the mid-term, and the long-term measures in the IMO policy. So what is being discussed right now, and we've come to a point right now in the UN IMO conversations, where we're talking about the mid-term measures. By way of years, the short-term measure is in 2030, the mid-term measures is in 2040, and the long-term measure is by 2050. By 2030, there are certain levels of emissions that is permissible by international ships to emit fuel. And when we look at the trajectory of these policy measures, by the time we get to 2050, hydrogen is one of the most critical fields that the IMO is advising, and a lot of industry practitioners are pushing for us to adopt. Hydrogen has zero emissions. I submit to you today that there are three critical things that we need to think about in the importance of hydrogen production. And I'm saying this from a country perspective, Africa. Number one, we've heard, and I don't want to repeat what has been said, the vast resource that is available to support hydrogen production. I want to see Africa at the precipice and at the cusp of accessing these resources, mining it and using it to promote hydrogen production. International shipping contributes to nearly 3% of the GHG emissions globally. But listen to this. 80 to 90% of trading relies on international shipping. Now, if we want to decarbonize international shipping, and we want to reduce the emissions, we need to shift our focus on zero emissions fuel. What you need to generate hydrogen is not a lot. You need land. Africa has vast amounts of land. You need water. We are not short of water. Nigeria is a coastal country. You need sun. We have this in abundance, and I can keep going. So why is it that we can't be part of the first movers to catalyze hydrogen production? Please, whatever is being said today, for the students and for the dignitaries seated up front, please, I want us to engage with the conversation. It is not something that we should turn our noses up to. It is something we need to engage in. The conversation that is happening globally is moving ahead. Regardless of where Africa is, we need to join forces with the international community to collaborate, to partner, to get investors. We have money in Africa. There is wealth in our waters. Let us exploit what we have to the benefit of our people and our nation.
Green hydrogen produced using renewable energy from abundant sources such as solar and wind. It offers significant opportunity for Nigeria to not only diversify its energy supply, but also lead in the global decarbonization effort. Green hydrogen is produced through the process of electrolysis powered by renewable energy making it clean, carbon neutral fuel. Unlike traditional fossil fuel, green hydrogen emits no greenhouse gases, making it cornerstone of our strategy to combat climate change and improve air quality. Nigeria has vast renewable energy possibility, particularly in solar power, with average of 11 hours of sun daily. Furthermore, we are not embarking on this journey alone. Nigeria is a member of the Green Hydrogen Alliance Coalition of countries committed to developing green hydrogen technology and accelerating their adoption globally. This membership provides Nigeria with access to cutting-edge research, technological achievements, and investment opportunities, enabling us to collaborate on global best practices and position ourselves a leader in hydrogen economy. As a member of this alliance, Nigeria is focused on fostering partnerships that drives innovation in green hydrogen production, infrastructure development, and the creation of hydrogen valleys across the nation.
Green hydrogen is not yet commercially feasible, so we have to be conscious of that. The same thing is carbon capture and utilization technology for blue hydrogen is also not yet at the highest technology readiness level. Science and technology for white hydrogen or natural hydrogen exposition is still at early stage. Large economics leading the race are investing heavily in the hydrogen production. But as we heard before, Nigeria does not need to stay back. We need to key into this process now, but with our own vision, with our own strategy, so that when the technology is matured, we will be one of the big force. This is what Taiwan did about 40 years ago. Chips was an evolving technology. Taiwan invested in chips production and they use it in toys and other things. Today, chips is one of the things that is, we depend on in our technology, and Taiwan is one of the leading countries in this technology. So the wisdom is there for Nigeria to invest, to join the race for development of green hydrogen now, but with our own strategy, with our own national interest.
We begin to navigate the complex labyrinth of energy transition, focusing on equity, focusing on justice, and focusing on the non-exploitation and expropriation of Nigeria's resources for the world's benefit. If we must go from extractive, from fossil fuel, to an energetic future that is resilient, that is green, that benefits our children, we have to ensure, by all means, for all the professors and all the academics sitting at the table in the world, in world conversations, that the conversation is not just about taking our resources, but utilizing it for the just, equitable, and inclusive utilization of our generation and generations unborn. And my conclusion is that we ensure that we leave no one behind in this conversation. The poor, the well-to-do, they have not.
Underscoring the importance of the green hydrogen and the need to exploit it for economic and national development, Dr. Olayemi Oyebanji, who represented the governor, His Excellency Biodu Oyebanji, the governor of Ekiti State at the summit, urges its development to be availed of its implicit benefits, stressing that it requires the combined efforts of the government, industries, and foreign partners to be achievable.
As we explore a solution that could redefine our energy landscape, green hydrogen. This summit is a vital platform for discussing how Nigeria can lead the charge in the global clean energy transition. And I want to seize this opportunity to thank ABUAD for this initiative. And more importantly, our father, Afe Babalola, himself for providing the platform for this hydrogen summit. Thank you, sir. Of course, ABUAD needs others follow. The world is moving rapidly towards renewables, and green hydrogen is emerging as a game changer for Nigeria. This is not just about meeting our energy needs, it's a chance to become a global leader in the hydrogen economy. Green hydrogen can decarbonize industries that are very tough to clean up, like heavy industries, transportation, aviation, among others. In other words, it is a critical piece in the pursuit of global sustainability. Our country, Nigeria, has a unique advantage, as we have been told. Our abundant sunlight, wind, and water give us the perfect conditions to produce green hydrogen on a large scale. By tapping into these resources, we can secure our green energy future, boost economic growth, and create jobs. It is a real opportunity to reshape our energy sector and, along with it, our economy. But none of this will happen without investment in our people. We need to make sure that our universities and training centers are preparing a new generation of experts in renewable energy, hydrogen production, as ABUAD is setting the pace. And these are the skills that will derive this revolution. Energy is equally as important as the infrastructure we need to support this vision. Building hydrogen plants, pipelines, and distribution networks is crucial, not just for meeting our own energy needs, but for positioning Nigeria as a top exporter of green hydrogen. This will require commitment and investment, but the benefits will be transformational. To achieve this, partnerships are key. We need to strengthen collaborations with countries like Germany, Japan, and the United States that are at the cutting edge of hydrogen technology. These relationships will open the door to advanced technologies and essential investments.
In total agreement with the timeliness of the summit, but dissatisfied with the slow pace of its development in the country, Professor Peter Okebukola, who was effusively expressive of his admiration of the Chancellor, Afe Babalola, suggested that a communique be made to the government about the immense potentials of green hydrogen. As an earnest of his appreciation of the initiative for the Hydrogen Summit and concern for its sustenance, he opined that an award to be known as Afe Babalola Award for Exemplary Practice and Development of Green Hydrogen be instituted, with 250,000 naira as prize for the winner.
Memories of Nigerians, Africans, very short. In a little while, many will not remember that Afe Babalola championed the cause of green hydrogen or low-cost hydrogen. Very few will remember. So my suggestion is that there should be, as we close this summit, we should set up an annual will then be for 2025, Afe Babalola Prize for exemplary practices and development in green hydrogen in Nigeria. Are you happy for that award? Yes, that's important. And see, it's not the quantum of the money, but the fact that you have won the prize. Nobel Prize is 1.2 or so million US dollars shared between two and things like that, between 2 people or 3 people. It's not the money. The fact that you have won the Afe Babalola Prize for exemplary practices and development in green hydrogen in Nigeria is good for your esteem.
In his closing speech, the Chancellor thanked the organizers and the guests for their various contributions to the success of the event. He, however, deplored the state of education in the country today and blamed government policy on education and the general economic condition as responsible factors, among others.
Many of you do not know that you can make fire from stone. You can imagine how crude, how primitive we were at that time, using stone to bring fire in that place. We saw the moon as the only object that gives us light in the night for 14 days. All the houses in this town at that time were covered with thatch roof. There were no tarred roofs. There were no singlets. There were no pants. To most of you, what I've just said will be like a fairy tale, but that is the truth. The reason why I decided to study university after I left the University of Lagos was because I tend to make a difference, both in quality and functional education. Apart from the fact that the World Bank requires quality universities to engage in quality teaching, quality research, and community service, lack of funds and other limitations have made it virtually impossible for public institutions to make breakthrough in science. You have challenged us. You have challenged me. Professor Kibrola has challenged me. We take the challenge. We lead other universities in this area of green.
Tennyson Omologe reporting for POF TV.
People of the Fountain.